Good afternoon, and what is a very warm, bright, and sunny day. It is Sunday, the 11th of August, and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea and a small parcel from box which came yesterday. So let's get this open. Opens up clean enough. And what I've got in there is nicely wrapped in tissue paper. I do like it when they take the publishers take the time to really make something special. Well, it's actually a pure coincidence that I have that on my up there behind me, because what I've got here is the Electrum Archive Volume 2. This is perhaps one of my most anticipated releases of the year, for me anyway, because I so enjoyed the Electrum Archive Volume 1. I can remember it was a couple of years ago going, I really want to get hold of a copy of that. That looks fantastic. Because it did sort of like a Swords and Planet kind of setting, alternate fantasy that I really kind of enjoy. And I was able to track down a copy at Dragon Meat and get that. And then as soon as they did the Kickstarter for the Electrum Archive 2 was announced, I leapt on it because I knew how good it was going to be. And just going to show you, as I can. So this is the first issue. There's the second issue. You're getting quite a lot of content. And this one feels slightly. I think I'm going to put this one back up. But it's a lovely coincidence. And we open up and we have a rare trade goods table and a haggling table. The Electrum Archive, issue 2, devoted to Titanport. It's from Cult of the Lizard King, and we've got writing and credits and so on. It's all there. Forward, and then more information about the world of Orn, where it is set. And it's notable that I remembered that the magic users actually used an alien ink to cast magic, but it was also the case of the ink itself was a commodity. So here we have the details of the setting of Titanport. And there you have the Titan, the details of the Titan, you've got it there, sat in the middle of the city. So we have descriptions of the various districts in Titanport, including, basically notable buildings, happenings, and so on. So this then is sort of like you've got a general description. Here are some things that are going on to help you bring that the city to life, and it's all accompanied by this fantastic artwork. And you're going through this sort of this city location by location, all the way to the Umbral Bazaar before we start discussing factions. And the interesting thing is that each of these gives you discussion of faction, and there's a relationship benefit for getting involved in them. And beginning with the Electrum Archive and House Care Honor and so on, and the succession, and these are quite nicely detailed. So you've got various factions that the player characters can get themselves involved in their politics. And then you've got the different factions of the houses. Then you've got the Golden Syndicate, essentially, which is a criminal organisation. Of course, it is. Volunteer Citizens Militia, the Dusk Cloaks. There's the Golden Syndicate. And then other factions too, like the Embalmers, the Children of the Crimson Moon, House of Delights, so on. And then surrounding it, you've got the city, you've got the Electrum Sea, and various locations described beyond its walls. And they've got rules here for interludes, things that can happen between scenes, between adventures, add a little bit of colour to your exploration of the Electrum archive setting. And this sort of like, and then also downtime actions, things that the player characters can do when they're not actually adventuring. So that might be to attune to a trophy, crafting, learning a talent, and so on. So it's expanding it. Because the other things I forgot to actually mention is that the Electrum Archive is a little game in itself. It's a role-playing game that the little bit the nearest thing it's closest to is say Knave or Into the Odd, that sort of thing. Other things they can do is build an institution, undertake martial training, improve the character, alter disposition, gather information, carousing. So like just general actions that you can focus upon and improve the character, make contacts within the setting, improve your standing, that sort of thing, and bring it to life. And then, of course, it's actually it's quite a dangerous world, so you can hire other persons, NPCs. So you've got tables of those, companions and henchmen and specialists, and you've got details for additional rules for things like NPC warlocks, hazards, hunting and foraging, monsters like Warpargas, and in the middle we've got a map. This is going to be a map of Titan City, so I'll show you that. Or Titan Port, I should say. I keep calling it Titan City. That's a nice addition. And we're not even halfway through this. You just see how much information you're getting here. Possible drugs you might be able to purchase and consume for various benefits. Skills, such things as, fleshcraft, improving yourself, improving your looks through the manipulation of your flesh and the flesh of others, and basically undergoing surgery. And then further character options for both the vagabond, the fixer, the warlock, and so on, and backgrounds and so on. So adding depth, to your player characters and making them more rounded. Certainly, some of the characters are not quite so well attuned as others. I think basically the fighter type was a little bit underwhelming. And then we've actually got the Crafter's Tomb, a location to explore, a mini dungeon, if you will. And that was one thing that was missing from the first issue. There was no adventure. You kind of go, what do I do with this? This is fantastic. I absolutely adore it. I want to go adventure there. We've got essentially the Terror of Tursu, etc. This is a heist. So basically it's a robbery, and you've got some actual NPCs here, rather than just sort of like going into a dungeon or tombs. Got a full map of the tower. This is a bit more involved. Timetable of events, possible security, and what happens if things go wrong. Basically, rooms, pace, and exploration turns. Then the alarm might go off, and so on. What might happen? And you've got a full description of those locations as well. Excuse me. And then possible angles, essentially the things that how the player character might get involved in the heist, and then the aftermath, what might happen. Basically tying it into the earlier factions, House Honor, the Golden Syndicate, House Setter, and so on. And you've got the player handout, the map, the player characters that might be given, and a puzzle, and handouts, and so on. Documents to be found. And then we've got a table of inspirations for the Electrum archive and a random locations table. So the inspirations include 1,000 Islands, Blades in the Dark, Mouse Ritter. Blogs include Bastionland, Traverse Fantasy, and so on, and others. And this has quite an different alien feel to it. I'm so looking forward to digging into this. That it's sort of like I want to dig into this now, but I can't because I've got other things to review. That's pretty normal. But I so enjoyed reviewing that one that I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedbacks, I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with package containing a book or game, or in this case, it's like a fanzine expansion, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.